and see you there. Probably need a little explanation for what's going to happen. So I'm Ben. I'm the game master for Buttonmasher Shadowrun, which is a Shadowrun game made up of players from New Zealand. We've had many episodes recorded before this, but due to human error, they became lost. So we pick up mid-story. Uh, this is a session that was recorded back in August 2020, and from there we've had an unbroken series of recordings, and there's some pretty awesome stuff in there. So here's some quickfire info just to get you up to speed with where we are now. So firstly, the system is an even more freeform version of Karma in the Dark, which is very rules light, flexible. Been playing with it for several years now. There's even some old audio episodes I think I still have that might someday be resuscitated. The Shadowrun group is made up of Orla, who is the illegitimate daughter of a Turnanog diplomat and an English princess. She fled to Tertangere to avoid any political problems back home, and has kind of been thrust into life in the shadows after her college roommate was killed. Morty is a former corporate assassin who used to work for Seda Krupp, but he discovered he had a conscience and deserted. He tries now to promote socialism wherever he goes and social justice, and has recently come to terms with being a Drake. Unfortunately, this has kind of renewed the interest of a certain great dragon in his future well-being. Clay is a regular on the Karasur music scene and is as proficient with composition as he is with working with spirits. Slick is a young man who managed to escape his abusive upbringing in the darkest parts of Seattle, and it's kind of imbued him with a desire to help others. And Neil, finally, is he's never as happy as when given time to work on his vehicles, or when he's drinking away the memory of the various tragedies that he's dealt with over the course of his career and life. So, that being said, the current situation, the team back in Karasur or Pointland, they met with a Frau Schmidt, who gave them the task of liberating a particular magical tome. The book is being held in the castle of an eccentric noble presiding over a remote piece of land in the Allied German states, and they were also instructed to leave a small metal valise or case in the castle and then escape as soon as possible. After some unpleasantness on the flight over, the team were able to board a train heading in the direction of the castle. But along the way, an operative of MI6 called Adeza warned Orla that she's been noticed and that she's a little close to home, and that she really needs to take care not to make a lot of noise while she's on the continent. Morty also had an unwelcome guest in the form of Scale, who is Lofwa's right-hand man, who also warned him that it's time for him to return to the fold, and reminding him that Germany is Lofwa's backyard. Some more recap details will be provided by Neil's player Gar straight after this. For some of you older school players, there will probably be some similarities, because this is actually an adaptation that I've made of a certain book mission, which they've been playing through, and they've already done, I think, the first two, and we're making our way through it. It's something I've not done before, and I've taken a lot of liberties with the original story, as you all see. Thanks for watching. Take it away.
Last time on Meadow Shesha Chuppin Bum Drum. The team boards a high-speed train to Munich. There's a lot of checking of papers along the way, all of which is in order. We start noticing things about other passengers, never a good sign. One of them seats herself next to Orla. Another catches Morty's attention, briefly revealing a draconic appearance. Morty tells the team he's been made by Seda Krupp. Some astral snooping happens, but then the figure gestures to Morty to sit next to him. The woman next to Orla, Adaza, makes some cryptic warnings regarding an agency, factions, and not drawing attention. She leaves a bag for Orla, who then takes a peek inside. Dragon Man and Morty have a not dissimilar conversation. It's all very ominous. This dude appears to have a political axe to grind. The train pulls into Munich, and we seek out the train to Hintermaussen. We're again waylaid for a document check. Orla is not so randomly selected, and is taken to an interview room. Clay gets to busking, a magical performance intended to subtly affect the mood of the guards. He only fucking nails it, too. Inside the room, a translucent figure appears. The lizardy bloke with whom Morty spoke earlier, astrally projecting. He threatens to hand her over to the Poms. Then he starts banging on about Morty. She's not buying, though, and he makes himself scarce. By sending one guard off to find a female officer to sit in, Orla allows time for Clay's magic to work its magic. She's soon let go, and we hurry to catch our train. On that train, some disreputable soldiers attempt a shakedown. Morty pushes back, in German. Then he bribes and dismisses them, and we continue on. Arriving in bucolic Hintermaussen, we debark in the shadow of the clifftop castle. We're met by our local fixer, who greets us before there's an explosion, which is apparently an inter-dominion disagreement of long standing. We're driven to our accommodation via a beer garden. It turns out that the place is in a bit of mourning, as the Baron of the area has recently died, and his funeral is tomorrow. We're deposited at a beer garden near our accommodation. Mid-beer, we're interrupted by an orc dressed all priesty. Morty buys him a beer, and he joins us. Father Brown introduces himself and welcomes us to the town. He tells us a bit about how the late Baron will not be much missed. The talk gets pretty political. Clay intuits some reticence on the part of our new friend regarding the late Baron's heir. Orla casts influence, and he really gets into the mood. He explains how the heir, Bruno, is often absent and not well liked. At length, the priest passes out, and we head to our hostel. The end.
Minor detail, because otherwise it's just me enjoying these things. But Adeza, the name of the agent, is Igbo, which is a Nigerian language for king's daughter.
I'm sure this is completely coincidental.
All camera is not working.
Isn't it?
Nope. This is
Well, unless you're in a dark room.
No.
Like,
it's not that dark. You might need.
Can I just clarify? So Morty's the only one that can actually really understand all the people around us? Like, are they all speaking German pretty much?
Some of them speak English, but yeah.
Right.
You know what I just realized? I could just get a German Skillsoft. Can I try and download one?
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, cool. You missed the cat. He was behind me.
Actually, can I turn... I can turn Morty's camera off too, which I've just done. Hopefully when he joins, something will work.
Hopefully he'll realize he's muted.
Well, I can ask him to... he should see that his camera's off and his...
Yeah.
Because otherwise I can't turn them back on. I can only ask him to turn them back on. So, but might as well just minimize them at the moment while he's not here.
Right. So
You were going to look at downloading a Skillsoft for German.
Yeah, just like the basic Amazon one.
German for travelers. Well, it's Bavarian German as well. Even Morty has a bit of difficulty with it. Particularly here because it's quite remote as well, so they have their own peculiar dialect.
is this something that we can all do? Can I do this as well?
No, this is something that Neil can do because he has a small computer in his head.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah, which isn't super uncommon, but it's pretty uncommon for magic users.
Yeah, magic users with implants, it degrades their magical ability. So it has its ups and downs.
Oh, well, I did not know that about you, Neil. Does that make you, like, extra smart? You've got a computer in your brain.
I mean, I'm like pretty smart anyway, but yes.
For the most part, it lets him drive vehicles with his mind.
Yeah, that's the main thing it's for.
So is that more than just a standard data port?
So I have a vehicle control rig, which is a pretty expensive bit of hardware. Well, actually, it depends, but mine is pretty expensive.
Sorry. So
Yes, I can't remember how this even worked in the olden days, let alone now. But I do have my comlink installed in my head, which presumably would facilitate that.
You need a skill jack for linguisofts still.
So I could get like a shitty. I can get one that would run on my comlink, but it would still be basically doing it manually, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck it. I'll just have to do that then. Damn. Oh man, I was feeling like the fucking street samurai for a minute there.
You get a free data jack with your vehicle control rig, but that's it. You don't get everything.
Yeah, but who uses that shit these days?
I know, right? It's not quite as useful as it used to be. Okay, so putting that aside. So you'd had a few drinks. You'd headed back to the hostel, essentially, where there are a series of crates waiting for you, which have been set aside in your name, according to the person at the desk. This presumably is the promised supplies that Frau Schmidt was going to ensure you had.
I guess if Morty hadn't rushed off to the shitter as soon as we got to the hostel, he would be digging in real hard. Oh well. I would like to get to unboxing.
Okay.
Yeah, this is pretty exciting. I want to get involved. It feels like Christmas. Let me open one.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the easiest way to do this? There's chat here. Yeah, there is. Cool. Okay. This. Don't need that. That is in the first crate. Assuming you can see the stuff that I'm posting in chat.
Yep. So I'm guessing at this point, Morty gets back from the shitter and finds us unboxing all this awesome shit.
Basically, yes.
Snowsuits. Is it winter time at the moment?
It is. Where are we? Here is still Northern Hemisphere. It's coming into spring. Sort of tail end of winter. Almost like it is here, I guess.
Oh. Yeah.
So it is pretty chilly outside still, and there's quite a lot of snow on the mountain where the Schloss is. This is probably more interesting to Morty in particular.
Oh man, this looks like some serious gear. We're in for a mission here.
Well, you'd never know.
A fucking missile launcher. Should we open the rest of this in our room? No, let's just sure.
Oh wait, is this all right by the door?
Actually, it's a point. I don't know.
A fair amount of stuff, but bearing in mind that presumably Frau Schmidt didn't know about the Baron's passing. So you've been given enough to deal with whatever situations may arise. Potentially. On the other hand, walking around with all this stuff in a small Bavarian village is going to attract a lot of attention.
Well, obviously, we can just drag it into our place for now.
Yeah. Grenade launcher, missile launcher, what the fuck?
Oh wait, hold on. Do we get a cleaner? Does a cleaner come around and check our place? Like, is this going to go bad?
We should leave out the "do not clean my room, please" thing on the door handle for sure.
Yes.
You basically got a dormitory section set up just for you guys.
Ooh, fancy.
The crates are probably taking up maybe 50% of the space at the moment.
Well, maybe we can arrange them in such a way where, we can make a bed out of one, and that's where I'll sleep.
Explosive rounds?
I take the grab.
Explosive SMG rounds?
You're on mute, Martin.
What exactly is the mission again?
Right.
Well, the mission, as was given to you, was essentially that you would have to break into the castle and get the book off the presumably resistant Baron. The resistance of the Baron has been fatally compromised by him dying, and potentially the entry to the castle problem may have been solved simply by you all being invited to go to the castle.
Yeah, and it's been super nice and also really into crystals.
Right, okay. So wait, so hold on. So we were planning this epic invasion of this fortified castle, and now we've just been invited in.
Well, yes, but we have been invited to a public event where we can't just walk around with grenade launchers. So, pluses and minuses.
And quite frankly, I mean, even with all this gear, I'm not sure a full frontal assault of a fucking fortified position would be fucking plausible. Holy shit, what's with all this stuff? Were they expecting us to just, walk straight at the castle fucking shooting?
I'm becoming concerned that there's a fucking dragon in the castle.
Yeah.
Well, we did ask the lady to make sure, we were prepared.
Bearing in mind your reputation.
What's that supposed to mean?
Who said that?
Who said that?
It's your conscience.
I'm offended.
How dare you?
Just saying, you've got options.
Dare you?
There's a reason no one remembers when things go right, because that's part of things
true.
going right.
I'm just a little surprised at the acrimony in that you've been provided with heavy armament when you seem very often to quite prefer that attempt.
No, it's just like that storage room before the boss fight, right? You know what's there for.
And it's just everything about all these goodies is just screaming to me trap. Absolutely, because they've just you've just willingly given us all of these toys. I am just no one play with those toys. They're evil toys. Don't touch the toys.
I also feel that the more we bang on about it, the more we're making this prediction true.
Oh, you're really meta gaming now, aren't you? Through the looking glass.
Well, realistically, we're not going to need most of this anyway. Like I say, we've been given an invitation in. Once we're in, surely that's pretty straightforward. Just do a bit of sneaking around, and we'll find out where the book is. We don't even need this shit.
Yeah.
I'd like to take some of it.
Yeah. Some of this is very sensible indeed.
I've already taken a gravel gun.
Yeah, and apart from the grenade and missile launchers, this is actually how big is a grenade launcher?
This is a grenade launcher mount for the submachine gun. So it's
And actually, like, smoke grenades could be useful as an absolute, like, last minute, like, alright, let's just create a lot of smoke and run away.
So these are like 40 mil grenades then. Okay. Alright,
What I
okay.
propose we do is we sort of like decide how we're going to crack this nut, maybe. Like, if we're going to execute during the funeral, then I would argue we go in with none of this. But if we were to treat the funeral as a reconnaissance event, then maybe we could set up a secondary play where we go in with a kit from these that we've
Okay.
picked out for ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, what I was thinking too was, we have to decide whether it's just recon or it's actually fucking go time. But if it is go time,
We
I was
won't
also
get an opportunity like this.
Ben, can I ask, has our karma been replenished? Because if not, mine's fucking low. Like, is that something we need to think about, guys? Because like, I have literally got 2 karma.
It doesn't replenish automatically.
Yeah, nah. I've got no karma, my dude. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, maybe do we need to get some karma and make sure we're all prepared?
You'd be surprised at what you scrape by with.
Yeah, I'm real low as well. That I think we should. Of course, I still haven't gone over with you, Ben, how I'm rejigging Neil's karma.
I'm very interested to see how you're going to make sure it's something that can be fulfilled in a small Bavarian village.
Well, this is gonna.
There's no precedent for us gaining doing a karma event outside of downtime.
Well, we just make this evening downtime.
That worked. We're on mission.
Well, I mean, I was thinking of just like taking Jonesy's one of drinking to dangerous excess.
Uh-huh. Well, that's something that's possible. It means that you probably stayed at the beer garden, though.
Yeah, I guess.
I will say.
I guess.
Well, who's doing this? Because we'll talk about what this would require. Is this something that you have? Because we haven't done this before. I guess I'm looking at Slick and Orla in particular. The way in which you recover karma normally is indulging a vice or generally some kind of detrimental behavior. It's basically your character blowing off steam or fulfilling an obligation. So is that something that you have already considered?
Wasn't I like planting trees last time?
I think so.
Or is that not vice-like enough?
Environmentalism's a vice.
The thing is, if it costs you in some way, so either it's financially or in time, costs you a bit of time, or even self-harm is a possibility. So for planting trees, that might be a financial cost, possibly.
Mm.
Or maybe a dryad will appear and demand some sort of... Yeah.
Well, planting trees is hard.
What mine is.
It is, yeah. It's hard physical work. And you got to pay for the plants, I suppose.
Well, what I would be normally thinking is during downtime, it's not really, there's probably not too much of an issue. If you're doing this sort of thing overnight, there's all number of things I can think of that are going to be problematic. So it's going to be a choice about whether you do that or not. For example, I would say probably what would happen if you go out and plant trees overnight in winter in Northern Europe is that you will suffer, well, maybe not frostbite, but you might very well get sick or.
I mean, I've got like
exhausted.
6 karmas, so I don't think I'll be doing anything tonight.
Cool. All right. So Slick.
All right, maybe this is a bad idea. Maybe I'm just gonna have to live off the karma I've got.
And also the karma of your teammates. Because that can happen a little bit.
I mean, if one of us decides to do downtime, we may as well all do downtime. I feel to metagame.
Well,
Okay, so I get it's canon then that Neil just stays at the beer garden. I'll catch up with you guys later.
like I say, a rush downtime action essentially in this case for getting karma only is probably the only thing available, and there will be consequences doing so. Neil's one is fairly obvious. He's going to be hungover tomorrow, which is going to be level 1 harm.
Does
Is
even
that
if I don't
worth it?
overindulge?
Even if you don't overindulge.
How much karma do you have? Go.
I have 2.
That's possibly enough.
I've got 2. Maybe this is not worth the consequences. I mean, I just mentioned it, but now that we've kind of thought it through, I don't know. Well, I'm not going to.
I think I recall mentioning, and the record will show that I did comment about your expenditure of karma during the initial part of the mission.
Yeah.
I have no recollection of the events in question.
Taking the piss. Yep, sure.
Yeah, I only went negative once during the initial part of the mission and re-traumatized myself once.
Well, I mean, Slick and Morty, you have more of an option than the others because you have tempering, which means that if you take harm, you can recover karma.
Yep.
That's a special ability that physical adepts possess.
It seems like a physical ability
nice.
that
I need to
Sounds
add
like
that to my thing. So what's that called again?
Tempering.
So Neil has that too, right?
Someone to hit us, basically.
You just offered me the opportunity to do basically the same thing.
Kind of, yeah.
Neil's tempering.
So, was Neil getting drunk?
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay, so you want to roll your lowest attribute then?
Ah, fuck. Hold on to your socks, fuckers.
So that determines how much karma Neil recovers from the action.
Not bad.
So ordinarily speaking, the only thing you need to be leery of is recovering more than your allowance, because that means you overindulge and there are negative consequences to that. More so than just a little bit of a hangover that Neil's going to have. Can be a lot more dangerous. So it means you only tend to want to recover karma when you are quite low. So yeah, Neil just gets level 1 harm. He's hungover. He'll be a bit leery tomorrow. So probably be doing anything that requires a decent amount of balance is going to be a little awkward for him. And potentially any socializing as well. He might be breathing clouds of alcohol.
Glad we didn't get like grappling hooks and fucking climbing boots and shit. Then I'd be worried.
Just claim that you're in mourning.
All right, so you've unboxed your crates. Neil comes back, staggering slightly. Some indeterminate point in the evening.
Guten Abend, motherfuckers.
I'd like the backpack survival kit.
Sorry?
Just putting it out there. I want the backpack with the survival kit and the goggles and the medikit.
Is that like just one of, or are there multiple?
There are multiple of most items, apart from the missile launcher and the submachine gun. There's pretty much multiple of everything. Enough for everybody.
There's only one submachine gun?
Yes, and 1 grenade launcher.
I mean, Morty, do you want to... Well, we haven't decided if we're taking that kind of ordnance, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to put those in a separate little duffel bag, and we're going to call that duffel bag the oh shit button.
How
They're probably going to be checking our bags or something as we go through, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, there's going to be some sort of security check.
Well, yeah, they're inviting you to a funeral, so
yeah,
turning up with like backpacks and weapon holsters and stuff is a little unconventional.
Clay is scratching his
duffel bag.
initials into the grappling gun that he took.
Okay, so we'll only take what is like properly concealable. We need to. I think it would. I mean, this is a small ass town. We can check what the security measures are going to be before we actually commit. Hopefully.
Well, I'm having the taser. I want the taser with all the cartridge.
There's probably a set of tasers, right?
Yeah.
It's probably a good idea. I might get a taser and put it in my handbag or something because it's pretty non-offensive.
That's a pretty normal thing for a tourist to be carrying, right? You know, it's just a basic self-defense thing. It's not like a fucking Ares Predator with a silencer.
Especially a young woman. Yeah, self-protection and all.
Well, the same normal load rules apply. That these don't have load on them, but I can sort of tell you what they'd be. But I guess the idea being that if you're carrying anything more than light load, that will attract attention.
Oh, white noise generators! Quick, someone think of a use for that.
So people kind of hear
Sleeping at night.
Yeah, it lets you have a conversation privately, essentially, without being overheard. And
Sweet.
it messes with electronic scanners as well for conversation.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They're pretty standard in most of the meeting places you tend to frequent.
Oh, MacLeod passkeys.
So what time is this this funeral at, guys?
10 a.m.
What time is it now?
God, the crack of fucking dawn. Oh my god.
It's presumably still nighttime.
Okay.
Unless you've gone to sleep already.
Well, some of us might have.
Yeah, it's up to you when you're having this conversation.
All right.
I assume we were up in the morning. I thought that's where we were.
Well, I was picturing Neil just stumbles in at fucking 11:30 when the beer gardens like finally kicked him out.
Yeah, so the last one left.
So Morty's gonna get like his like suit ready for the funeral, but he's also gonna put like the armor snowsuit jackets and his backpack with the missile launcher and SMG strapped to the sides. And just get them sort of ready, like just in case, for whatever reason, we end up coming back from this funeral in a hurry and picking up these items rather quickly.
Quick question: is it cold enough to justify the snowsuit jacket? Oh wait, armor jackets. Oh, armor jackets and snow suits are separate items. Okay. Sweet. I was wearing an armor jacket. That's just being sensible.
Yeah, that's probably fine. You've seen people around the village wearing pretty bulky outfits.
Same. I get like I said, I'll get the taser. Put it in my handbag.
Troll size.
Yeah, you've got stuff for your size.
Yeah. Cool. I'll take one of those then. Or the one that will fit.
This is an equal opportunity Shadowrunning outfit.
Well, they knew who you were. They had the stuff prepared for you specifically. Okay. So heading on up to the Schloss.
I also want to get the backpack and the climbing gear. Just in case I want to do some recreational climbing afterwards.
Hey guys, maybe
I just grabbed the jacket and the taser.
Maybe we use grapple guns, jump up there and try and recon early before the funeral events. So they start them in the public and then
reassess.
Yeah, and potentially use the funeral as an egress rather than an ingress.
Ooh, I like it. Well, let me send a drone in first just for a look-see, because it might be security is tighter than normal or some shit, but anyway, it will see things.
So early morning recon.
Early-ish.
Yeah, well. Cool.
I mean, let's not forget we're the strangers in town and we might already have eyes on us.
Well, that's why we have you around.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll send my drone out for a look-see, and then we can review that and see if and where we want to do the next thing.
Okay, so this is your I Spy.
Yeah,
Where are you sending it?
to the castle.
Okay.
I thought they had issues with flying objects.
Yeah, but the I Spy is the size of an insect. Like,
But that wasn't that with the previous guy who's dead. That was his concern. If he's dead, they're not concerned about it anymore.
well, there was an explosion just when we arrived, and he was already dead then. So it's more of a local tradition now, I think. Like, I won't be putting the Phantom up. Ooh.
Did you bring the Phantom?
The Phantom isn't a thing I have. That's a real-world drone that a normal person might use for sightseeing and then get shot down by an angry local. It was a very clever joke. I'm glad everyone appreciated it.
Okay. So, upon approach, so there's a sheer cliff at one side of the Schloss, which is at the top of the cliff, looming over the town. So your I Spy steadily elevates itself up to the height of the Schloss and starts to move in. And you see a fireball streaking out from one of the towers, heading towards you.
I would like to take evasive action.
Okay, so do your operate.
Like a magical fireball?
Yeah, like, is it mechanical or magical?
It is a missile.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
It's hooked onto a fucking I Spy. Man, they're paranoid.
Well, this was established earlier on.
He's super paranoid about aircraft.
Yeah, but this is the
isn't
size
that
of an
guy-
insect.
Isn't
It's
that
stealthy,
guy
it's-
dead now? I thought that guy's dead.
He is dead.
Yeah, but there was an explosion just yesterday as well, and he was already dead then. So, you know.
Yeah.
Standing
It
orders,
wasn't-
maybe.
He wasn't personally shooting down the planes.
Well, no, but like, if the guy is paranoid about all that shit, yeah, but if the guy that's paranoid about it is gone, then they're not going to care about it anymore, surely.
I mean, I see your reasoning, but we also watched them shoot down a drone when we arrived. So, presumably someone's still fucking...
Where did you
Right.
get this from? Oh, sorry.
Okay, so success with a consequence. In this case, the size of the drone does make it a little bit easier to avoid the blast, but not entirely. There will be damage to the drone as a consequence.
Ah, Christ, I'll resist. Do I get a bonus to this for my vehicle control rig or anything like that, or I just roll the attribute?
Just roll the attribute.
Oh.
Hey.
Where were those earlier?
Nice. I believe that actually gives you a point of karma back.
Ooh.
But the
Very
drone
much
is
so.
buffeted by the explosion. It definitely is off center. I mean, it's trying to hit a very small target, but clearly sensors in the castle are state of the art.
Sorry, that was karma I got, right?
Yes.
Sweet. Yeah.
Not to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing.
Well,
But yeah, the drone is sort of flung back by the explosion. People in town sort of look up and go about their business.
okay, guys. Okay, I think the drone might actually have been a bad idea, and that's on me. they've still got a bug up their ass and surprisingly good sensors.
Yeah, I did tell you so. I did say that.
Yeah, it was worth checking. At least we know
This
that.
was
It was
This was out of-
heavily implied, you know.
this was out of left field. This isn't the sort of drone you can look up and be like, oh, there's a drone. You're like, oh, that wasp's a bit bigger than a normal one.
Well, they must have some sort of special detecting to know that it's not just an insect.
Yes, I'm just saying that it seems grossly excessive. And
Well,
that
totally.
method of recon is probably close to us.
Right, well, are we just going to have a go at this funeral then, see what the deal is? Because clearly drones are not working.
If they can detect a drone the size of your thumb flying in, then climbing up the fucking walls.
Should we see what the entrance is like and what all the security kind of setup is? Just do a little walk by or something. Is it close enough to do that, or is it quite far?
Let's see.
That sounds like a way reasonable idea. I mean, after all, we are tourists. No, we're a cult. We're a tourist cult.
Yeah, I mean, like, can't we just rock up there? Just go. Yeah, we're just tourists. Just let's have a nosy. See what the deal is.
Yeah.
Right, then.
There is a road leading up to it. It would be a hell of a walk. But there is, on the other hand, at the base of the cliff, there is a sky tram that heads up the side of the cliff.
As we've had such luck with public transport so far. Oh well, shall we?
Look.
Yeah.
So you're heading up early, or?
Yeah, early, right? Like a couple of hours early?
Yeah. Let's go dressed like we're prepared to attend the funeral, though, eh? So, like, is this a suit and tie event, or should we go in, like, tidy casual?
Yeah, I didn't bring my suit and tie.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to attend a funeral when I packed.
Alright, let's wear our best armored jackets then.
Yes. the finest of snowsuits.
Yeah, classy and Kevlar.
Also, just throwing it out there, those missile systems, I'm not overly familiar with them, but, like, might it not be possible to subvert them and to create some sort of, like, horrendous, but hopefully also, like, without casualty, diversion? I don't know, accidentally shoot a missile at the castle.
Betsy, do you reckon that's possible?
If you can get inside, maybe.
Okay, because I mean, I assume it's going to be operated by a rigger. But the rigger will be in a very secure location. That's a noisy packet there. But yeah, if we get in and I can find somewhere to plug into, so Bitsy can fuck with their security, maybe.
It might be worth finding out at the funeral if we can plug in somehow.
So, heading out of the hospital, Neil feeling fairly raw. Goldie is sitting outside in a nicely painted orange vehicle. She looks a little surprised to see you, but hops out of the car and says, "Welcome, guests. You woke early."
Yeah, that's us, always up fucking sparrows.
Early to rise, early to bed.
That's what they say.
And where will you be heading?
Thought we might just head up to the castle and see if we can just and look at the castle. There's going to be the thing later on, so we thought we'd go up and look.
We want to pay our respects in the funeral.
That
If it's all possible.
I see.
I don't think you need to play coy with this. Like,
The Skytrain will not be operating at this hour, but I can give you a ride.
like right up to the place, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And will it be open to guests?
Well, perhaps by the time we were there. I'm not sure.
I mean, let's just do that then. Yeah, sounds good.
Are we all going?
yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
It's like a legit ass castle, man. This is just like some shit out of Sealy's.
So, she moves some stuff around inside the car to make some space for Clay, primarily. And then starts up the car and heads up the road. So, how are you enjoying Hintermaussen so far?
Fucking great. Everything they say about the beer, Bavarian beer, I mean, it's all true. I'm never drinking again, that or otherwise, but I'm glad I did.
Mountain in Bavaria.
And did you meet any of the locals?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we chatted to Father Brown, and I was talking to some locals a bit later on, but I can't remember who they were. Were they locals? Hard to say. Definitely some people, I think, for a while. They're only the bar staff. They made me leave.
And how did you find the good father?
Nice guy.
Safe.
Yeah, very nice guy. Are you familiar and friendly with him?
Oh, everyone knows everyone here.
Right.
He spends a lot of time in the village.
Cool.
So, heading up the mountainside. Car is under a bit of a strain from the extra weight, but making progress.
Put it in age.
And yeah, you can see the castle on the horizon, growing closer. The towers and parapets increasing in size. Something out of a sim flick for sure. It stands out against the blue sky and the scattered clouds behind it. It's a lot bigger than it appeared from the base of the cliff. And despite the somewhat rustic, anachronistic outlook, you can see a series of reasonably modern, armed, if not dressed, guards out the front, all patrolling the walls. So from your position, you can see there are two towers flanking the main gatehouse, which is reasonably narrow compared to the width of the main castle itself. The keep is higher than the rest of the walls, so you can see it sort of looming over the top of those. There's a few other buildings that appear to be within the courtyard itself.
Are the guards dressed like old-time medieval style?
There is a kind of a modern look to it, but it still has that kind of like they've got like knickerbockers on, padded shoulders, that sort of thing. But it does appear to be made of modern materials.
I'm picturing the Vatican guards, and they're like purple and yellow, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, it's in this case it's red and white are their colors, but particularly the perimeter guards that you see appear to be handling modern assault rifles. On the gate itself, you can see, or on the walls, you can see there's a trio who are roaming up and down in front of the gatehouse. At the moment, there appears to be a drill kind of taking place. So there are 10 flanking the entrance, getting yelled at by their sergeant as your car heads up to the side, and Goldie parks it and hops out.
So are we like in the courtyard now?
Yes.
Morty sub-vocalizes that it's like a literal army.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get out and like look around at like all of the castliness and be like, oh.
I pretend to film everything as if I'm like a tourist.
Yeah, I line up some cool like Instagram-worthy shots, take some photos.
So there are a few other people sort of dribbling in at this point in time, but everything's got that unfocused, ill-defined sense that you get before an event, where no one's quite sure where to be, what to do just yet. It's a bit early. People are still obviously making preparations, moving around the castle. But you can see on the walls, guards are patrolling still around the perimeter. There are a couple in front of the keep who are at attention. These ones are armed with submachine guns, and there's any number of sort of various staff milling about the place, running back and forth, trying to get things prepped. And you can see in the stony facade built in, and the various buildings are festooned with different cameras.
Is there anything to eat around here? I haven't had breakfast yet.
Oh, do they have fried food here?
They don't appear to have set up any concession stands or food
That's
trucks.
actually a really good point. We didn't eat.
Because
What time is it?
It's like 8 o'clock.
Give her those breakfast
You
isn't
know
that
I've always got soy paste on me. Here. Soy
Yeah, but
paste for you. So
I have-
unflavored soy paste for you.
Nah.
Unflavored soy paste for you.
Oh god, I'm gonna be. Oh no, it's all right. Look, I have,
You're in a funeral. Have some composure.
I have a very specific issue, and it has very specific solutions. I need something deep fried.
Shall we have a quick look and then head back and then have something to eat and then head back up for the funeral?
Is there a vending machine? Just a blue Powerade for now.
Guys, we came here to develop a plan.
Yeah, no.
Stay on
Yep.
mission.
Okay, but if you see any blue Powerade, let me know.
I wasn't even thinking about food until Slick mentioned it.
Damn
Yeah,
it,
I'm
Slick.
just being pragmatic here. We got to be prepared.
So Goldie is
No.
over chatting with one of the guards at the entrance, but she heads back over to you. Sort of, you see her shrug her shoulders. It says, entrance is restricted until 30 minutes beforehand, I'm afraid. But you are free to wander the grounds and take whatever pictures you would like.
Oh, should we wander the grounds and take some pictures?
Yeah, we should.
Good.
Yeah, let's do that.
And I wish I'd gotten like some Bavarian sausage or something before coming up.
Tell me, when was this castle constructed?
Oh, this castle, although it has undergone several upgrades and refits since its original construction, the first raising was completed in 1531.
Yeah. Alright. Guys, we should be on the lookout for shit cupboards. Like, I'm serious. They're a historically accurate way to gain access to a castle.
Shit
Right.
cupboards or shit cupboards?
Shit cupboards.
Well, okay, Moy, can't you just like maybe ask her if there is any known like secret passages that nobody knows about?
Are there any toilets? Are there any external toilets that were added after the castle was constructed, like maybe during the 16th or 17th century?
And just quickly, are there any normal toilets? No rush.
There are internal toilets inside on the first floor. Is there a degree of urgency?
I wouldn't want to overstate. Yeah, no, yep. Please and thank you.
Come with me and I will try and make a case for you.
It's really when it's suddenly not urgent
Thanks.
that you need to worry about Neil.
I'll take that in the spirit I'm sure it was meant.
Okay, so she leads you over to the guards and two of them have a conversation. He gives you a fairly pointed look and nods to his companion. She turns back to you and says, you will be permitted entry with an escort.
I appreciate this a lot and thank you.
Okay, so you are led through into a grand, lavish-looking hall, or chamber, I should say, rather than a hall. There are a series of desks on one wall, appear to have been pushed there. There are some divots on the wooden ground where they clearly have sat. Stacks of papers are on them, but this hall appears to have mostly been converted into the area for the event itself. A lot of trestle tables, chairs have been set up. You can see Father Brown is down at one end, where a small stage has been set up with a lectern. He gives a brief wave before referring to his notes. You're led through the chamber itself into a long hallway, which has a series of closed doors, mostly wood panelled with gold filigree. And led along to the end of the hall, you can see to your right there is a reasonably modern looking elevator has been installed where it looks like there used to be a staircase. There is also, just before that, there is a security post, like a two-windowed kind of like a corner room, essentially, where there are a pair of guards inside watching monitors.
Okay.
This guard just nods to them and points to the room at the very end of the hallway on the left, opposite where the elevator would be on the other wall.
Just give them the universal shamefaced look of
the look at those fucking monitors. If he doesn't, Morty is gonna be so mad.
Yeah, I'll have the best look I can. Zoom in.
Okay, so engineer, please.
Ooh, what the fuck have I gotten that? Yeah.
Okay. So this case, you wouldn't really be able to make anything out more than the obvious through that particular action. So you can't see anything particularly based on your knowledge of machinery. Is there something else that you would want to try? Like, what are you trying to find out?
The main thing at this point would be trying to figure out what sort of coverage they have, I think.
Right. Okay.
How that would happen, I don't really know.
Analyze.
Okay. All right, let's give it a go. You ready for this?
You're still controlled, so there's not particularly any problem, any consequence here. All right, so kind of combined, I suppose. Like, you're not really getting... You can only really have a brief glance, but what you're able to pick up is that there doesn't appear to be any of what you would expect in a more secure or current site, i.e. everything seems to be quite manual. Like, they have a series of monitors. They don't have any system that appears to be focusing on priority areas or anything like that. It's all just flicking between old school camera setups.
Yeah, and for that matter, it's actual physical monitors.
And it's actual guards watching it rather than
a rigger or something, or a decker. Yeah.
But I guess the resolution and the sensors on the cameras seem to be exceptional.
Okay, guys, so they're running like 8K by the looks of it. So that's pretty good, but it's like a bunch of like AR screens in real life. Crack up. Anyway, I gotta just fucking, excuse me.
Yep, Neil stops sharing his screen.
Yeah, yes. Yes, and then I'm going to absolutely fucking destroy the toilet. Like, do things to it that are deeply...
It's probably the most fancy bathroom you've been in. Polished brass, antique porcelain.
Oh, I feel very bad about what's going to happen. But
you can really judge if a place is fancy by their toilets. And this place must be fancy.
Okay, but I hope someone's keeping like a map of where we're going and stuff. So if you want to use a toilet later, definitely avoid this one.
When up, he goes too far.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so Neil's going to be incommunicado for a second, and as am I. Coincidentally, I'm going to the loo.
So is this guard like close by? Like, I mean, his escort? Because I feel sorry for him.
He's outside. Yeah, he's probably hearing some things that he didn't really expect to hear this early in the morning. What are the rest of you doing? Wandering around the grounds?
Yeah, taking photos.
Hey, Morty, do you see any glaring holes in their security?
Yeah, I'm pretending to film the guards. Is there anything that I can kind of notice with them? Are they actually like? Do they seem to be very well trained, or are they pretty lackluster?
Okay, well, there's probably a couple of ways you could go about that. Are you considering any action in particular to roll to find that out?
Well, I don't know what I would use. Hold on, because I'm kind of all I'm doing is watching them. I'm observing. So would it be kind of analyze? I'd be analyzing their behaviors and movements to kind of judge how trained they are.
Yep, I would think analyze is one way of doing it. Intuit is potentially another. It's more about, I guess, how Slick goes about things or how he knows things. So, yeah, let me know how he's doing it, and we'll go ahead and do it.
I think I'll go for an analyze because I'm kind of just stood there with my camera, like just watching. So yeah, I'll go for an analyze.
So it's controlled at this stage. Like I say, no one's on alert. There's no risk to failure as such. There's just the chance that you might not get what you want.
How many dice are we talking?
2.
Okay. So in this case, I will say there is it might be telling in the sense of what the consequence could be here, in that you would need to try again at risky for the reason that guards are going to notice that you're checking them out.
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to take that risk at all. We're not in the position to be doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I say, that possibly tells you something already.
Right. Well, these guards seem to be pretty on point by the looks of things.
How do you mean?
Well, they seem to be very on edge, man. They're definitely prepared for something to go on. They seem like they're preparing. They are definitely ready.
Oh, yeah.
A cursory glance implies discipline. Unlike the soldiers that you saw on the train, their uniforms are immaculate for a start.
Yeah, these guys just look serious as they're ready to go.
Morty nod.
Bloody Boy Scouts.
So Morty's looking at the actual, like, physical defenses. You know, old school stuff. What are we talking, like, one set of walls and then the keep, or?
Well, actually, there's the first gatehouse that you came through. Then there's actually the main wall that you've come through as well. So there's two kind of gates, I guess, with portcullises. And then inside there are, in the main sort of courtyard area, there are 4 buildings, not including the keep. There are 5 main towers around the perimeter, with 2 kind of sub towers. Like you can see, there's a few signs. Like there are some not particularly well maintained AR signs for the Skytram, which is at the very extreme bottom left corner, essentially, of the castle, and that's on the other side of the main wall as well. So basically, front and rear of the castle, there are 2 sets of walls, essentially.
Okay.
I did have that map, so maybe I'll see if I can find that again.
Kitty. Oh, he's gone. Hey Neil, did you see like a lot of seating being in place where Old Mate Priest was? Like, did the space look really big?
Yeah, Jim. Yeah, it was.
Give me a sec.
So it was like the main hall of the keep, right?
Can I share this just again? Okay. So this is the keep, by the way. The 12 is the keep. So the first gatehouse is the 6 on the far right that you came through. The main wall is the 9. And
where are we?
You're just hanging around in sort of the 10 area at the moment.
Yeah.
And 5 is where the Skytram is, where the cliff face is. So main curtain wall is the 9, and those are the towers around the outside. Keep is 12. There's that circular curtain wall, and then there's a smaller wall on the south side.
So where the sky tram comes up, sorry, where are the entrances again? 8.
So the Skytram comes up in 5 on the bottom left of the map.
And you can actually enter there?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And go through 8B to get into where you guys are, the courtyard area.
And let's not forget, guys, we're also nominally the Astral Society of Aphrodite.
Yeah, I was going to ask Claire if that was a thing that either of us should do.
Let's do some weird shit, you know, like maybe some chanting, or I don't know, some like macrame, something like that.
So the the stone walls, they're 7 meters high, topped with crenellations. There are floodlights attached to them and security cameras everywhere. The gatehouses obviously are pretty decent size, but they appear to be mostly reliant on their medieval defenses, though they're probably largely automated in terms of where they're queued. But yeah, iron portcullises on each face of the wall, essentially. The towers look pretty robust as well. They take a decent hit before they crumpled. The main wall, as opposed to the outer walls, which are the smaller ones, like the 4 and the one near 5. So the main wall, the thicker one, is 20 meters tall.
Fucking hell.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
So-
okay, guys. We've got a 200 meters.
That's fucking tall.
So we're looking for a book, or we're taking a book, leaving a book.
Taking a book and leaving the suitcase, the valise.
Right. Okay.
He'll
I
take a book,
think
leave
Slick says to Neil, is it going to be, you reckon it'd be pretty easy to take over this control room? Maybe that's how we start our mission. Maybe we need to kind of momentarily I don't know, incapacitate the dudes in there and have a nosy at the cameras, because surely the cameras will tell us where, exactly where the book is, and then we can see how many guards are around it, and we'll better know what's going on.
Possibly. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Ideally, we'd set up some kind of diversion that pulled them away from it. Because, well, it's perfectly possible to judo chop them and knock them down. You know how people get, they're like, stop judo chopping me.
A place like this would have like a library of sorts, right?
Surely.
Hey, Slick, how do you feel about pissing in hallways?
Why would you? I mean, do you know what?
One day, son, you'll
pretty fun to me.
understand.
Long story, but
Why is this
nothing.
plan A?
I'm not pissing in a hallway if it actually gets the job
And
done.
his father before him, and his father before him.
Couldn't your father
Yeah, I
just
mean-
have paid someone to do that for them?
To be honest, I don't know who my dad is, but
Hallway Pisser was the less successful second single flagpole sitter.
If you honestly want me to piss in a hallway, I would piss in a hallway if it got us the book.
There was a question about the main hall. What was that? Sorry.
That was what Orla asked. It was just, is it large and does it have many chairs?
Yes, and yes.
Good. Did I relay that?
Cool.
By many, you would estimate they're still kind of setting them up. There's still a bunch of people scurrying around, setting up the space, but it looks like they're making room for about 50 people.
And we're definitely
That's
in that 50.
Seems to be the case.
Right.
I was expecting more, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
Do we know what the population of the town is?
No, you just knew there were a certain number of buildings in it. Let me just
We
see.
can ask our guide.
Well, yeah.
Hey, Goldie, how many people are even in this town? This area? Like, I would have thought there'd be more people coming to the funeral of a baron. Because I know lots about barons.
Well, the population is not great. Many have left to seek their fortune in the city, including the Baron's son.
Right, but like the surrounding area, does it even do you see have a castle and shit? Like fucking rocket launchers just to be the mayor of 50-ish people?
Oh, well, I suppose it may be difficult for you to understand, but not all of the guests will be allowed to a seat.
Oh, is this like a VIP section? and everyone else has to stand around the fucking edges.
Well, yes.
Alright,
Are
then,
you are you going to attend? And like, is it a thing that like most of the townspeople are going to come to?
It is traditional in Hintermaussen not only to honor our dead, but in the time of the Graf and his passing, everyone is permitted the day off.
Okay, so basically we're expecting to see all
Oh,
27 citizens of the region.
Isn't that a way to keep the working class happy? You know? How nice. A day off.
Putting the fun back in funeral.
Really letting us just treating us real good, giving us that day off.
Wait, is it paid time off?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah, okay, right then.
Hey Morty, maybe you're right. Maybe we just need a huge distraction. Like Neil's seen that all these screens, it's all just dudes looking at it. It's all, mechanical. Like maybe we just need a really big distraction, and then we can just get what we need done. Maybe we need to upgrade from a piss. Maybe somebody needs to take a huge shit somewhere, and then we'll get some real attention.
It's another kind of escalation.
I guess Neil's all out.
No, 2 hours time, don't worry, I'll be locked and loaded.
He's already made a distraction.
The
Hey,
amount I drank last night, I'll be lucky if I can last 2 hours. Don't fucking worry about me, boys.
Hey Goldie, have you been in the castle before?
Oh, yes, many times.
So I'm a student at the moment. I like to, study. I'm really interested in this sort of thing. Are there, there libraries? Is there a library?
I suppose it's a natural question for members of your order. I suppose you're here to learn, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, of course. The Baron was well known for his love of literature. In fact, so much so that he moved the library from the 3rd floor up to the top, up to the 5th floor.
Oh, and have you ever been in there?
No.
His own private collections, I suppose.
Ola, ask him if they've got a lot of security protecting all the books that he likes so much.
I suspect the other floors aren't accessible by the public.
The Baron generally welcomed guests, but he did reserve the 3rd floor and up for his personal use most of the time.
Fair enough. Dude's got to sleep somewhere.
She's regarding you curiously.
Did anyone ever ask how the Baron died?
Yeah, he was too old, right?
Yeah.
Old age.
Yeah, he was in
Okay.
his 50s, which trollish as old as balls.
Yeah, it wasn't that you weren't given the impression it was unexpected, and certainly there wasn't. You haven't been given the idea that there was foul play involved. Yeah. Did we want to take a break now?
Yep. Sure.
Sweet.
Right, let's get back to it.
Yes.
Lots of things to explode. Okay.
Oh.
All right, so what are you doing?
Well, I kind of have. I've got an idea, Morty. Maybe what we need to do is be a bit more sneaky. Maybe me and you can, we can get closer to where this book is, and then do a small-scale distraction because these cameras are all manually controlled. So is there like we could do some sort of distraction within the room to
Light a
distract
fire
the
in the
cameras
camera room.
away
Light a
from
fire in the camera room. Light a
what?
fire in the camera room.
Do we want to wait until there are a lot of other people here? Like once all the events have already started? Or
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd say so.
okay.
I mean, I like the idea of a distraction. I'm not sure, like, our sneakiest person should be doing the distracting.
Yeah, no, if we're going to do a distraction, I think. I mean, I just look at Clay and I'm like, I mean, we can distract the
Hey.
motherfuckers, right?
And then you guys go sneaky in.
Yeah, we could just like sidle up to some people and mention the war.
Have you guys done some magical reconnaissance yet, though? Before?
Oh.
No.
Dude, fucking lock that one in.
Yeah, shall we do some astral bloody checking outs?
Yeah, maybe just have a quick look, a magical look first, because it seemed like you were going to take my drone out, and then they turned out to have like. I just don't want there to be like, you all to burst into flames and leave only your shoes standing there smoking.
Okay.
Be careful.
The other
sort of
factor
thing.
to bear in mind is that while you're astrally projecting, your bodies are unconscious.
Mm.
Oh, dude.
Oh, maybe Ola needs to go have another toilet trip.
Hey,
Or
There's only one
Or I
toilet.
could-
Oh man.
No.
I could like go in the car and be like, "Hey, just want to have a rest," and then do that. Or is
Yeah.
that too far away?
that should be
Bit
right.
of an odd thing to do, though, isn't it?
The way I'm feeling, I could have a rest in the fucking car, so.
I mean, couldn't we, like,
Or take a phone call or something. I don't know.
you know?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I'll
Kitty.
It's the only way to keep it quiet. All right, so astrally projecting, who's doing it, and what are you doing with your bodies?
She's so cute.
Claire, I feel like you know more about this than I do.
Why? Because the Baron's a troll too.
I'm happy. Ooh.
What do you mean, you people?
How far away is the car from like the keep or whatever?
So car is sort of parked over by sort of the top right 9.
Okay.
So close to the gatehouse. There's sort of a space there for a few vehicles to park.
It's just outside that 8 wall, right?
Inside the courtyard.
So it's in number 10, but close to the right.
Yes. Basically in where the number 10 kind of actually is.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, so while Ola's doing that, I'm just going to say to Morty, hey, they let us bring a car right into the courtyard. Maybe it wouldn't be silly to
explode.
go. Don't fucking tempt them. To maybe bring some ordnance in the car, because they didn't really check us or anything, right? You're muted, by the way.
I mean, possibly, but then, like, there's no guarantee that security protocols during the event won't change.
Yeah, okay. So I guess what I'm saying is, do we roll those dice and attempt to go out and come back with more gear in the car or a car?
I mean, like, I mean, like, and Morty like lowers his voice and kind of leans into Neil and is like, I mean, I feel like, dude, you watched me literally turn into a dragon, and you're talking about bringing in like extra gear. Like, it's you just make me feel a little bit undervalued sometimes. You know, like.
Morty, I gotta tell you, man, I saw that rocket launcher and I'm just like, this is Morty's Christmas.
But hasn't that been the journey? Like, I've been the weapon all along. I'm the weapon in my heart.
Do you want to expose yourself like that, Morty? There's no
Okay.
going back.
No, I
Yeah,
mean, like,
the land of Seder Krupp,
even without like turning into a dragon, like Morty is like kind of a weapon. Like his
Yeah,
fists turn into like the 4 elements.
yeah, I just feel like there are like degrees of maximum revolution, if you see what I'm saying. And maximum revolution can encompass both dragons and missile launchers, but they still are, at various levels, and there's no need to escalate all the way if we don't have to.
Yeah, but like, do we need a missile launcher? You know, every time we bring big guns in, we end up shooting big guns. But every time we just react. All I'm saying is we're at our best when we react to the situation at hand. That's all I'm saying. Morty just sort of like
Like,
grunts.
Well, are
I
you
just-
saying that big guns end up being Chekhov's big guns?
Yeah,
It would be a great distraction, though.
Morty's
Slick.
Morty's trying to articulate escalation of force without having the vocabulary to, I guess.
Slick makes a good point, though. I mean, we do need something for a distraction, and there's not much more distracting than explosions. Now, granted, dragons are more distracting, but I think that needs to be our shaved knuckle in the hole. If you are gonna go maximum revolution, that needs to be the last thing that happens, and then we're gone. So,
I mean,
why am I trying to convince Morty to bring rocket launchers? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Well, I mean, actually, hold on. Thinking about it, a big explosion could force them to just lock everything down even stronger than what it is.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it's probably a bad idea.
Okay, guys. Well, I'm just gonna go sit in the car for a bit. I'm getting a little bit cold. I'm just gonna warm my hands up and upload all these photos onto my Instagram. But actually, I'm going to just scope this place out for a little bit. But just leave me in the car. I may fall asleep because I'm still a bit tired.
Be
Fall
careful,
asleep.
though, because you saw what happened to my drone nearly. If that happens to your, soul, if you die in the astral, you die in real life? I don't know.
Guys, if we want a distraction, I could just start playing and maybe incite a mini little riot in the crowd. And when they try and stop me, Neil could get all ranty about free speech.
Yeah, play some Rage Against the Baron.
Yeah.
Play a medieval version of Pumped Up Kicks.
All right, so I go into the car, back around on my phone. Yeah, I want to astrally project and check this place out. Just see if there's anything weird going on. I would also like to try and see what's going on in the upper levels, if possible.
Okay, so I guess asking Goldie to take you back to the car so she can.
Yeah.
All right.
And just say, I just want to, have a wee rest so that she doesn't hang around.
Cool. Alrighty. So yeah, she lets you in, and then walks back over to these guys. As she glances back at you.
She already thinks I'm a fucking weirdo.
All right. So you relax the way you've been taught and extend yourself outside of your physical body.
Don't need a roll or anything on there.
No, astral projection is just a
Just
trick.
a thing. Sweet.
But something that you immediately notice is that before it's suppressed, Goldie is astrally active for a second.
Oh, she saw you.
I saw her.
Mm-hmm.
She saw me.
So the rest of you, see her kind of look a little dismayed for a second before she puts back on her kind of bright smile and rubs her hands together. And so, what else can I do for you? Meanwhile, back with Orla. So, where are you going to go first? You don't see anything else astrally present. The place itself, like the courtyard, is pretty well. There's a few sort of plants here and there providing light, but otherwise it's mostly stone, all natural kind of stuff. There isn't that sterile feeling so much of what you'd experience in a built-up city or a corporate building, but it does feel cold. Just in a different way. It's not an artificial chill. It's just like a winter chill. It feels natural, but it's still unpleasant.
Okay, so I guess I head over to what is it? The hall.
Yep. So just the
where
first
they're setting
floor.
up.
Yep.
Yeah. And then after that, head upstairs and try and figure out what's in the upper levels.
Okay, so all of the there's only so much you can discern, obviously, because astral vision doesn't really allow you to read signs or anything, or really see objects because they're just dead in astral space. You can see life forms pretty easily. And you can obviously get a sight, like an impression of the dimensions, that sort of thing. So what you can tell is that, for a start, I guess there is no obvious astral security. There are no barriers, there are no wards, no active spells, no spirits.
Are there any living beings upstairs?
Yes, on every floor there are a pair of auras, living auras of human or metahuman origin. Other than that, it's pretty much empty. The layout of each floor up to the 4th floor is fairly much the same. Where, kind of as I described to Neil, there's a kind of a hall. Well, there's a main room, then there's, outside of that, there is a main hall that heads up north-south, and a series of smaller rooms on either side of the hall. Let's see, there also appears to be 2 basement levels. There are no stairs, there appears to be only the elevator shaft.
And people down there?
The auras that you see appear to be around, on each floor, around the elevator at the moment. Anything else interesting? Just a sec. So on the on the 4th floor, there is a large machine of some kind taking up about a third of the floor.
A trebuchet?
Just can't tell what it is.
Maybe it's the shooting machine.
It's a a fairly big room like several of the others, but it's occupied by whatever this thing is. And yeah, the fifth floor appears to be the library, but you can't read any of the books or their titles. But it's a octagonal shaped room with the bookshelves forming against the walls, essentially.
Sick.
And then, yeah, reasonably high, probably 3 meters tall, the bookshelves. So there's a fair number of them. But there's also a series of various desks and armchairs around the place, and you can see there are a few piles of books that are on tables by them.
None of them give off any sort of magicality.
No.
Okay.
It seems pretty likely from the setup that the Baron himself wasn't magically active.
Okay.
No magician worth their salt would leave. Well, unless he's very secretive, they wouldn't leave this sort of stuff unprotected. And there would be more astrally active stuff around. Despite the description of the book you were given, there's no way of knowing whether it's any kind of magical book. It is described as a kind of a magical tome, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's actually magically active.
Might just be a book of spells or something.
Yeah, or a book by someone who thought it was magic.
Okay. All right. I guess that's all. I think I've seen what I can see. So I head back.
Cool.
To the car, and immediately tell the other guys, Goldie, I saw a bit of her astralness, and I think she saw mine. And also I tell them what I saw. And the machine.
Well, we're fucked. She knows about us, guys. That's it. We're screwed.
No, she knows. No.
What?
No,
She knows we're an astral fucking society. She's going to expect most of us to be magically active. I'm sure that's fine.
I was under the impression that Goldie was basically our handler and knew all about us.
That's a good point. I've forgotten to what extent she's actually on board.
You weren't told that you'd be meeting anybody here.
Oh,
She
shit.
introduced
we just went
herself
along with
as- Yeah, she introduced herself as like the tourism guide, and
Oh,
she was
so
asking you a
trusting.
bunch of questions. Yeah.
Oh,
like-
she took advantage of some naive tourists.
Yeah, this is
Except you're not naive tourists, are you? You're criminal scum.
Yeah, this is the driver who picks you up at the Bali airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're the tourists that get in the car.
Oh, shit. Well, damn.
Okay, well, it would probably be smart to know more about that. Hey, Clay, are you able to take a look at Goldie and just figure out if she's going to be a problem? Also, you're muted.
Wow, they really have some confidence in your abilities.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
just
'cause-
stuffing up dinner.
Because she'll know, right?
She obviously knows you're astrally active, and you know the same thing about her, and she would probably know that you know.
Okay.
As
But
I
as
know
far
that
as
she knows.
she knows we're all a bunch of magical fucking crackpots anyway. She's probably just surprised we're actual magical crackpots, not pretend ones.
Weren't we talking just before and she suddenly looked all distressed? I could have swore she looked all distressed. What?
Hmm.
Could that have been commensurate with the time that she's witnessed you becoming astrally
Right.
active?
Yes, I assume so.
What can we learn from this coincidence of information?
I would like it if somebody could take a closer look. Clay, can you have a little nosy and see if she's like, I don't know, a dragon? That seems to happen.
Ola, are you still in her car?
Yeah.
Yeah, how about Ola and I just
Shit.
go and have a little chat with her?
Ola, go for it.
Yeah. I'm going to have to talk to her because we're both aware of this and it's going to be awkward.
All right, so what if Ola does that and Clay watches from a distance?
Through her shit.
Oh. I suppose I can look in the front glove box of the... I was assuming I was in the back seat, but I'll look through all the pockets in the car and then the glove box.
The naive tourists are going to rifle her car.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary in her car.
Morty's gonna say this, like, been feeling it this whole afternoon. Gonna be like, guys, I just got a real bad feeling about this one.
Let me just have a chat to her.
Right. I do as well. I don't know. These guards are just, on point. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit freaked out.
We'll take this one step at a time. If you talk to Goldie,
Yeah.
But Clay, if you observe and look at the magicalness and see what you can find out about Goldie and whether she's going to be an issue for us.
Okay, so I'll go. So I get out of the car,
Okay.
got to her. Hey, thanks for letting me have a wee time out. Did you see? Because I saw a little something going on there, and I trail off. And yeah, I don't know if you saw what I saw, but
they're not too sure if they're lesbians or not.
yeah, that TikTok.
So I just elbow Clay in the ribs and be like, bro, are you gonna?
Yeah, I make my way over there and try and astrally perceive her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you're a pain. I'm wearing this like woolen outfit, so she always gets her claws stuck in it. It's painful. It's so irritating. Okay, so for Clay, that's your intuit.
Two dice, please.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, she's not astrally active at the moment, but what you notice about her is that she is not suppressing her aura like you and Ola, I believe, can do, which indicates either she's not an initiate, or she doesn't care. But most people who are most initiates in dangerous jobs would tend to try and make it look like they are mundane, which is what being able to suppress your aura would look like. She's not doing that, so she's not obviously magical until you sense her, like most magicians. She seems to be reasonably strong. You're not seeing any essence loss from anything like cyberware or anything like that, but yeah, you're not picking up anything particularly powerful about her either in terms of, like I say, initiate grade or anything like that. She otherwise appears to be in good health, but yeah, her aura is a little erratic which indicates either presence of strong emotion or conflicted or crazy in your
Oh, shit.
in your opinion.
Hard swing.
What do we reckon the chances are of getting her on side? As
Well,
in-
let's see what she says back to me.
yeah, okay.
So yeah, she kind of drops her gaze and says, I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't play hard to get.
Do you want to be good cop, Orla?
I think that train has sailed.
I
Just be like, hey, you come straight with me. My partner's on his way here, and he's less reasonable than I am. That kind of shit.
Hey, look, I'm just, I just want to clear the air here. There's no, any hard feelings or anything. I'm not, trying to step you out. I just want to, see what you're about.
there are not many that I have seen. I'm not used to meeting others, if you know what I mean. This is a small town and traditional. There is a stigma.
Oh.
Trying
So
to
you, so
the
you're,
order of Aphrodite.
I mean, I've got no judgment, obviously, and my group, we're in the, what is it called, the clan? We're in a clan,
No, do not.
not a clan. We're all very accepting, and I don't think you should be ashamed of yourself either. I think the fact that it's a bit of a taboo here is, quite backwards,
We send everyone on an astral journey of love.
I accept everyone. Yeah, astral journey of Aphrodite.
I was curious when I heard. I had not expected it would be genuine. Are you all?
Well, we're on this trip together, aren't we?
Remarkable.
Do you know of anyone else?
Here? No.
Could they all be hiding like you?
Perhaps.
To be fair, she's not really.
Yeah, she's not hiding.
No, that's true. Well, society. She's hiding it from society.
How do we not spot her earlier?
You didn't astrally sense her.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
It
you
seems
major
to be a
cans,
thing that you often forget.
yeah, you major cans need to do more sensing.
Yeah, I'd feel a little remiss suggesting it every single time, and the NPCs that are friendly to your party certainly wouldn't do it because they're tech heads. So
Yeah, and I'm a massive muggle too.
So, I mean, Goldie, no hard feelings, and if you want, I'll keep your secret, if that's what you're comfortable with.
what were you
But,
looking for?
Oh, I was practicing.
Practicing. I suppose you must be very good at it. Being from an astral order.
I mean, it's more of a hobby group.
Of course.
We're all trying to learn from each other. It's like a community, really.
Just table talk. Remember, you're supposedly the leader of our group.
Am I?
Yeah.
I thought you were the leader.
No, it's you, but
Okay.
So flashback
Well.
to you remembering that you're the leader.
Well, how does that change things?
Not much, but like maybe you speak with more confidence.
Depends how confident is all are likely to be. And
I think she's doing a great job.
Yeah, just fake it till you make it.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I think you'll find the castle is not particularly beautiful to look at in the astral.
Oh, so you've had a wee look-see too. I suppose you've had a look around most of the town.
I'm quite familiar with it, yes.
Good sightseeing.
From the right vantage.
Because it's all boring. Would you care to divulge where, I could see some more interesting things then?
I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't ventured too widely. I suppose that's why it's so interesting. I would imagine that you've seen much, you and your group.
Well, not really here. Haven't really had the chance to, but in my time and now back where we're from, we've seen a bit. You should try it out sometime. Come visit, explore.
Would it offend your friends if I were to look upon them?
Would it offend you if I asked them first?
Not at all.
All right, well, let me go have a chat. Do you mind if I, tell them about your abilities?
No, we're all friends.
Cool. All right. Okay, just one moment. Kitty. All right, guys. So here's the down low. She wants to check you guys out. What do you think?
Oh, I get that all the time.
I mean, she seems pretty like... I don't know if... I mean, she's obviously not trying to hide herself. So I don't know if she's really in the know or... It's hard to tell.
Without causing a scene, so...
Man, she probably won't really know what she's doing. Just let her do it.
Martin, you're on mute.
She wears me out a little bit, to be honest with you. But if you think it's okay, then it's okay. But just remember, like, I don't know how to suppress my aura like you guys do.
She's gonna figure out that you're drinking.
Well, maybe not. She'll just see that my aura is weird.
Yeah, she doesn't know what she's doing.
She's also very likely to see that Neil is cybernetically enhanced.
I'm American, it's normal.
Are you going to hide your aura, Clay?
No.
Okay.
Table talk here because Neil wouldn't know a fucking thing about it, but is it possible for an initiate to hide their aura to the extent that they still appear like a magician but not like an initiate?
Yes, it is.
Because that would seem like a thing an initiate might do.
Yeah, I'll do that. I don't want to kind of know the full extent since we're all learning from each other and I've been practicing.
Okay. It's also unlikely for a non-initiate to be able to tell much about you if you're an initiate.
All right. Yeah, that's totally cool. I mean, I'm not sure what you're what you wanted to look for, but we're all cool with it. We're all friends, like you said.
Maybe
Well,
maybe
I've not seen others. Like I say, I'm curious.
come clean on Neil not being a Magican, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
some of us are
Well,
still getting
so
getting
our
there.
cover story was that I'm not actually so much a member of the Order as your guys, like driver, security, whatever else.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying because she explicitly said that we're all magically active.
Right. Yeah. So you could say like, oh yeah, except our security guy, of course. He's a muggle.
Yeah, I tell her that. Yeah, he's just here for the ride, really, and to keep us all in order, so to speak.
Okay. Thank you. So, more and more people are starting to trickle in, and the guards have opened the door to the keep. People are starting to file in.
Should we go in, or should we kind of trail in and sit at the back or something?
Well, from what I understand, it's pretty much standing room only, apart from the VIP area. So it would be totally normal for us to hang around the fringes a bit.
Yeah. So we also we're getting close to needing to make a decision. Are we going now, or are we just gonna ride this wave, see what happens, and go at night?
That's a good point, and I'm sorry that my shit took so long. I feel like I've kind of forced our hand a little bit. So let's just fucking... I mean, the funeral's about to start, so... I mean, I don't know, should we just see what unfolds, and if there's an opportunity, take it, and if not, bide our time?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's just see what happens, eh?
We haven't located the book yet, though, have we? We've just got the probable...
No,
quite.
I do have a spell that I want to use, but I'm not sure when the right time to use it is, which is a detect object.
The radius of that spell, it wouldn't quite get to the 5th floor from the ground floor.
Okay.
So that's something to bear in mind.
Right. So, what's the topmost floor we have access to as members of the public?
Well,
The second or the third?
the second, 3rd, 4th, 5th were meant to be off limits.
So, I suppose our kind of goal is to get near the top, or to the top.
Well, yeah. If you get a bit closer, if you get a bit higher, you could potentially do it.
So, Ola, you're saying if we get 2 floors up from here, which is still supposed to be open to the public, you could do the thing?
1 floor up?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're on the ground floor, so we can go to the 1st floor and the 2nd floor.
Is that how it works?
Well, we are Americans, so I'd probably assume that the 2nd floor is actually the second one from the ground, unlike in the rest of the civilized world.
I prefer their system, to be honest. And that's the
It
case.
is actually...
The ground floor is the 1st floor.
It is actually easier.
Yeah. Well, would I be able to reach it from the 2nd floor?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, let's try and get upstairs at some stage.
Unless the book is on the top of the top shelf, maybe.
Well,
maybe me and Morty just need to sneak out while the ceremony's going on and have a little nosy up the floors.
yeah, I mean, because there are two
Smooth.
there are 2 people per floor. If you guys could try and deal with those 2 people of each floor.
Morty, do you reckon you can do that? You're muted also.
I mean, I reckon we could. It's just... realizing that, like, we're in Germany, so far away from home. Yeah, and I got a bad feeling about this one.
What he's got cold feet.
But
A
yeah,
crisis of faith. I
Alright.
never would have guessed.
good.
Well, even if Maury's not up for it, I'm up for sneaking out. I can use a bit of, I can be very light on my toes, and we can have a sneak around and find out where this book is.
Fucking whippersnapper. I'm up
I mean-
for it, alright? I'm hard.
I
Fucking
love
hell.
it. I
The
love it
plane
when
that we got here was hijacked, so we're a little bit late on interpreting or omens. Portent.
I love it when Anakin tells Obi-Wan how to go about things.
It always works out well. Always.
Okay, so like I said, have you gone inside?
Yeah, well, we're in the little train at the queue, filtering in, aren't we?
Right. So several of the seats have been taken up. There are quite a few of the crowd are hovering around the outside, though. So it's kind of about 50-50 at the moment. But the hall is obviously starting to fill up. People, the babble of voices, of Germanic voices, echoes throughout.
Well, we can play the respectful outsiders and stand around the outside.
Sausage.
Yes, I agree. I also want to recommend to the group, like, is this now the opportunity for us to, while we are entering in, is this the moment where we can slip off to the side and kind of head up to the other floors? Is this the best chance? I think maybe now we can sneak off to the side.
Can we do an analyze or some shit and see if that is indeed the case? Or appears to be?
What would you be trying to find out? And what does an opportune moment look like?
The attention of the guards being on the crowd. But that said, what a great time for a distraction. Someone could, well, I mean, do something. Just
Play some music or something.
I start playing Funeral March.
Guys, I gotta be honest, right? Like, real talk here. If this was my up, I'd be pulling pin on the execution of the mission and just be reverting to legwork and eyes only right now. It just feels like there's too many moving parts.
That's in our favor right now, though.
Yeah, a lot of those moving parts are looking at other moving parts, now looking at us.
All right. Ola, is there any chance that would you be able to cast Invis on Slick and myself before we slip off? Is that possible?
That's a good idea.
Also,
Yes.
I mean, I've also, don't me and you, Morty, can't we do the whole traceless walk where we're just undetectable?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Well,
I don't know what your abilities are, but
Is there supposed to be something on
well,
this?
mine are. I have that. You leave no traces moving across any surface that will bear your weight. Your feet make no sound against the floor, and you don't trip ground, vibration, or pressure sensors.
but that's not going to stop someone from looking at you with their eyes.
Yeah, but if I make no noise and I'm light on my feet, sneaky as.
Yeah, but they can still see you with their eyes. That's what I'm worried about.
So I cast invisibility on you guys. Is that what you want me to do?
Yes, please.
Okay, so it'll need
Yeah,
to
go for
be the improved visibility, otherwise the camera
Yeah.
will still pick them up.
Yeah.
Alright, let's have a look. Let me just check the rules quickly. Illusion. Okay, so how foolproof do you want the spell to be? Because that'll be the force you cast it at, essentially.
Quite.
And you're going to need to have 2 of them running at the same time, which will mean you need to sustain the spell, which will make other spell casting difficult.
Okay. Right. Okay.
So, we'll go
Guys, make it quick.
we'll go for the first one. So, yeah, you get
4
to
dice?
pick the position. So, maximum force is quite dangerous for you to cast. It could have major consequences if you fail, but it would be the strongest version of the spell you can cast. Or you could just do it at risky, which is generally good enough and isn't too bad if you fail.
Right, let's go risky.
Cool.
4 dice?
What am I rolling? Sight?
Yes.
Yeah, 4.
Okay, so that's success, but with a consequence. What would be the most fun thing to happen right now?
Slick's shadow still invisible.
I feel
That's pretty good, actually.
What was that? I missed it.
Slick's shadow still visible.
Yeah, all right. I like that. That's cool. It's appropriate for Slick for sure. So you can resist that consequence if you like, or just shrug your shoulders and get on with it.
No, just roll with it.
All right. So because you're sustaining a spell, you're down 1 die for the next.
I see. Okay.
all right.
Hold on, I got another roll.
Ooh,
Nice.
Nice. So Morty is especially shielded in this case.
Who
Can't
needs
even
all those
hear
fucking
him.
dice?
Can you think of a particular advantage you might incur as a result of that critical?
Yeah. Morty can hide Slick's shadow.
Yeah, I thought you might say that, but no. Try again.
He's you can't hear him.
Okay, yep, I like that.
Wait, that sounds like a disadvantage.
No, you can still talk to us in your head.
That sounds like when I was younger, when my brother and sister used to pretend they couldn't see or hear me.
I was thinking more of you can't be heard moving. Not that you're muted entirely, just that.
Yeah, you can't hear your footsteps and things.
Yeah, it's an advantage.
All right, so I signal to Slick that we should head out.
Sweet, let's go.
All right, because you've actually got the higher amount of sneak die, I'm actually going to let you lead the way.
Oh, baby.
And you have to make sure that his shadow isn't too obvious.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll just follow your very visible shadow.
Well, surely the best move would be to just cautiously kind of head up the stairs, look for where the stairs are, and get up to the next levels and see what we can find.
Well, the immediate problem is there are no stairs. There is only an elevator, which appears to have replaced the stairwell.
That's right.
Right. Where is this elevator located?
So just out the hall to the right. Out of the chamber. Yeah, it's not the opposite the shitter. Just follow the smell.
Which is still there an hour or so later.
And it's about to be replenished, boys, I tell you what.
Good lord. Yeah, I can't really share the floor plan as well, unfortunately, well, I guess this isn't as important, but
Okay, so Neil's best idea at the moment is to help give them a diversion. So he's going to go back and take shit number 2.
right.
It might be disrespectful. It's hard to know. I'm not German.
If I was to do this, maybe. So if you like, there's a kind of the main hall is where you are now. There's a door, well, main chamber. I keep saying hall because it's described as hall, but there's an actual hallway outside. The toilet was up here at the sort of far end. And then over here, there is another. This is where the security room was, and the elevator is up here in this room here. So you basically just have to come out, go up, and around.
Okay. Counter proposal. Let's go back outside and climb up the outside.
Why would that be beneficial?
I don't know. He's drawing a map of the inside. So obviously, we want to go up the outside because Gio spent a lot of time thinking about the inside and how he can fuck us with it.
That's metagaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to go to the loo, but I'll leave the dice cam on. So Amanda, you can roll any dice that need to be rolled.
Yeah. If the elevator is in a room, does that mean that it's not visible from outside of that room?
Well, it makes no difference. We're invisible, though, aren't we? We just need to.
Well, no, because people can see it go up and down, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
and they can see the doors open, etc.
There's nobody in that hallway, though, is there? There's only somebody in the security room.
Yes, but the security room can see out.
Right.
Okay.
So why don't we go and sneak into the elevator foyer bit, and just wait there patiently for the elevator to come to the floor,
Well,
and then sneak on before the doors close.
well, how do you know that that's going to happen? Like, if no one's using the elevator.
I mean, look, somebody might have pressed a button by accident. I don't think the guards are necessarily going to come out and check it. And even if they do, they're just going to come out and see that there's nobody in the elevator, and then the elevator doors will shut, and then we'll just go up. Like, they're not going to,
Yeah, all right.
crazy.
I seem to also remember floating the idea of lighting a fire in the security room, and I feel like now is the perfect time to loop back to that suggestion.
Well, time is of the essence, boys.
We need to go. Even if the guards come out and they look like they're about to, catch us, like we just won't enter. Like I think we should just go and we'll make decisions on the fly.
All right, your call, Slick.
Yeah, I think we should go in. I think me and Moy need to sneak round the corner, and head over to the elevator and press the button and see if we can sneak our way up.
All right.
It's a gross violation of fire code.
Okay, so that's the plan then, sneaking around the security booth and then calling the elevator?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. In this case, particularly, I guess it's going to be Slick giving me a hide test, which you have great effect on, but yeah, there are a few factors at play.
Hide, right? My hide's 3.
It's still controlled at the moment because you haven't been detected.
Okay, we're doing it.
Apparently. Okay, so
A double 5 is actually pretty good.
is it? It's almost a double six. So success with a consequence, which, yeah, in this case is going to be worsening your position. So, like I say, making the roll at risky, which would imply that, yeah, potentially one of the guards is going to notice your shadow, but they won't know exactly what it is. So would you like to do that roll, or would you like to stop and let Morty keep going without you?
Right, yeah. Well, maybe to avoid suspicion, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll take a pause, and then Morty can continue on
Okay.
to see if maybe the guard will look away, and then I can move again.
So Morty hits the call button, and the elevator is coming down from the 3rd floor. Goldie comes over to you through the press, Orla,
Hmm.
and looks around and says, "Where are your friends?"
Oh shit!
Oh. Oh.
They came in with us, didn't they?
Yeah, maybe they're further ahead in the crowd. They must
Don't
have gotten
forget-
ahead of us.
Don't forget, while I snuck away, Neil went to the shitter, so...
You know what boys are like, always go into the toilet together.
Yeah, and Neil's in the bathroom again. I think. I don't think his tummy's doing very well today.
Hmm.
I'm sure they'll be back soon. Maybe they're standing outside for some moral support.
Well, I suppose I'd better go and find them. I wouldn't be a very good guide otherwise.
Oh no, I'm sure they'll be fine. They'll be back soon. I don't think you want to be in any sort of area of that bathroom. If I know Neil, it's for your own safety, really.
All right, I will get you to. Well, you'll either be looking at influence or socialize potentially to allay her concerns.
I mean, they're both 2s. I'll go for socialize.
Do you want me to jump in with some socializers? Yeah, nah, they're fine. Nah.
I don't need you, Clay. It's fine.
I got 3 dice.
Thanks,
for
though.
socialize.
Oh,
Okay, so yeah,
it's fine. I got this.
she says, "Well, I hope they won't be long. I suppose not everyone really wants to attend a funeral on their holiday anyway, but it might be looked down upon if they're not here."
Would
Judgy.
anyone really notice?
Oh, trust me, people here notice newcomers.
Perhaps at this point, Neil comes back, just wiping his hands on his pants. And he's like, I wouldn't wait up. They might asphyxiate in there. They shouldn't have let me go first.
Okay.
I should point out that there's only one toilet. So is it a comment you want to make?
Yeah, no, that plays directly
That's
into
what
my
it-
hands.
Because they're queuing.
Yeah.
All right, so she seems satisfied with that. The elevator dings and the doors open.
Right. Well, has the guard lost attention? Is his attention still on me, or that little?
It's not really on you at all because you didn't suffer the consequence because you sort of stopped the action.
Right, okay.
So you potentially have another opportunity to scoot across into the elevator.
Roddy
Right. Well,
waves you over, completely oblivious to the fact that he's invisible.
I was going to point out, you can't really do that.
well, can I say in the group chat to everyone, like, this is this is our last chance. Are we sure we want to go through with this? Is there anything that anybody wants
Do
to
it.
say?
Fucking now you guys have got second thoughts. Like, we're in
Do
the elevator. Fucking let's go.
Do it.
I feel
Right,
like I
let's
should
go.
be trying to get up there too.
Do it.
All right, let's go. I want to head into the elevator with Morty.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm picking 5.
Okay, there is no 5 in the elevator.
I'm pressing the highest button.
There is 4.
There is 4.
Right, well, let's go straight to 4.
Okay. So elevator heads on up, and the doors open, and immediately you can see there are 2 guards flanking the elevator who look a little nonplussed that the doors just opened.
They look a little what, sorry?
They're confused.
Ah, right. Well, if they haven't moved, I think we should try and sneak past. See if we can slick through.
Well, I'm sure Morty can get through pretty easily.
One at a time.
Yeah.
I'll go first. I want to walk past them and make sure that they haven't actually noticed me. And if they haven't noticed me, then I want to take a little wander down the hallway.
Okay, so this will be hide again, risky.
How many dice keys was that?
3.
Cool. Oh, for crying out.
Okay, so...
They can see 2 of his shadows.
Well, yeah, there will be... Like, you'll succeed, but I'm going to add 1 to the guard's alerted clock. So it basically just means they don't specifically notice you, but they start getting a bit more uneasy that something's going on.
Right. Well, we need to be fairly cautious and quick with this.
All right. So you're going ahead with that.
Yeah. I want to try and kind of wave Morty through now. Like, oh wait, no, we're fucking invisible. Well, I send a little message to Morty saying like, all right, come through now. I think we're okay.
Okay. So yeah, the guards just sort of shrug and go back to standing easy. The lift doors close.
If I want to try and do this detecty thing, I need to be higher up. I feel like I should shouldn't I be trying to come up there with you if I want to find this book?
I mean,
I'll at least get a bit closer, but I don't know how I'm supposed to do that now.
You're sustaining 2 wait, I don't know anything about that. I
kind
mean,
of-
sure.
Oh yeah, I feel like I can't really do a third.
I feel like that is pushing our luck. You know, we're having good luck at the moment.
The thing is that we don't know what we're looking for.
Exactly. So we're here, we got comlinked, and Morty is like got his comlink out and he's just like recording shit, right? And like at the very least we can review this later and come up with another plan.
And also, Morty, you've got your cyber contacty things right, so we can basically see what you're seeing if you share it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
as good as-
yeah, that's right. We always establish that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
That's as good
Continue.
as we can hope for.
yeah.
Yeah, but we're just
Okay.
doing a bit of reconnaissance, aren't we? We're just trying to figure out what's going on. That's what me and Morty are looking like.
Yeah.
You,
Get a look into the room and figure out what's in there. And
All right. So like, all right.
yes, but
so
if you
we'll-
see that book,
yeah, like so we're on the 4th floor. All right. So
Mhm.
can we also establish that they...
floor, okay. So right, we will look for the way up to the 5th floor. We establish that. We will then look for the library. We establish that. We'll then look for the book. Right. If we manage to get there that far, then that's great. We've pretty much completed the mission.
Yes.
If we don't, we can come back and try again later.
Yes.
Well, we don't have the thing to replace the book with.
No, that's what I'm saying. Can we
Yeah,
establish that they took the valise?
Yeah, I could have the valise.
Good,
Wait.
we're in business.
yeah, but it doesn't matter where we've got the thing to replace it. I can just, I've got a thing that allows me to fucking take stuff without being sensed, haven't I?
Yeah, but we also need to replace with part of the job is to take the book and also leave this valise in its
Yeah.
place.
And
So,
also,
right.
I don't really
You guys
like,
have that.
are you asking me what you can do? Like, I was kind of hoping that you'd know
Yeah,
that.
no, but I didn't realize that we had to actually replace it with something else because I can take it without
It's
without
not like
protecting
replace
the
the
senses.
thing. It's like take the book, leave this behind, not necessarily take the book and replace it with this thing, so that when the guy goes to get the book next time, he's like, "Oh, there's a suitcase instead."
Now do it totally in an Indiana Jones style.
Okay.
Yeah, the idea was to just leave the case like somewhere in the Schloss, basically.
Yeah.
Mm.
So like we could dump the case like right now, and that's job 1 done. And
Alright,
job 2
yeah.
is find the book. Well, no, job 1's always find the book.
Yeah.
Mm.
I would say the thing about leaving cases in places with high security applies here.
Yeah.
Suspicious cases in dark places.
There we go. That's the title.
All right. Well, okay. So we can continue.
Right, well, we need to continue searching for the stairwell to head up.
Yeah.
Okay, so the layout of this floor is much the same. You're starting off in the kind of elevator foyer. There is a little room on the corner that's not the security room in this case, and then there is a series of rooms on this sort of side, basically, of the hall that extends down. So, having a look in those for a stairway. Let me just see. So there is a bathroom. It's the first room. It's aligned exactly where the bathroom should be, on top of where the bathroom was on the first floor at that top corner. There is what else? A cloakroom. These doors are closed currently, so you just need to let me know if you are going to open them.
Well, as we kind of go around the corner where the toilet is, I try and sniff to see if I can smell if the smell's leaked up this far.
No.
Ah, okay, safe.
So there is a very ornate door. It's unlabeled. Next, it appears to be quite a big room. Like it's a bit wider than I've put here. What's this one? There is. What's that? I guess a guest room. A pair of them actually. A pair of guest rooms. And the last one on the south is marked as a closet. On the right hand side, there is a secure door. It doesn't match any of the other decor. It's a metal door, and it is clearly locked. And the room above that is another door, not a metal one in this case. It is more like the others, but it's much more sturdy looking wooden door and has a maglock on the outside of it.
Oh,
Anyone pick up those maglock keys?
yeah, I don't think I brought any.
Well, that can be part of your load.
Yeah,
You
you
could-
could declare that you've got it.
Okay.
So yeah, like
this, based on what I guess Orla reconned, the mag-locked door appears to lead to the room with the big
Oh, the
machine.
machine.
Right. Well, we don't necessarily need. We're not looking for that right now, are we, Morty? We're looking for a
Yeah.
set of stairs.
Are you curious though?
I'm a bit
I don't know
curious,
if
you
we're going to
guys.
start triggering things. I think we need to focus on what we're doing. We're looking
What
for
if there's,
stairs
like-
to go up.
What if there's like a trapdoor sort of stairs that you pull down like into an attic?
Hmm.
I think we need to continue searching for the stairwell. I don't know if we need to get distracted by this.
Sorry, did you say that the very sturdy metal door led to the machine, or just the
No.
regular madlocked one?
The mag-locked one.
So possibly we want to be looking very hard at that metal door then. Maybe that metal door leads up to the 5th floor?
At least figure out what that machine is, because that
Wait,
seems
wait.
pretty significant.
Didn't we get historic blueprints from Bitsy for the Schloss?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, but why would there be a door locking a stairwell? Why would the stairwell be locked? I thought there was people on the floor. Like, we're looking for a stairwell.
How do you know there's a stairwell?
Well, because the elevator stops at the 4th floor, and the library's on the 5th floor.
Yes, but there could be like a pull-down ladder heading up into like an attic space rather than stairs.
But that's presupposing that the 5th floor is an attic space. I don't know what...
I said like an attic space.
I thought there was people patrolling on all floors, so there must be an easy, accessible way to get up to the 5th level.
Yeah, what's simpler? The fact that there's like an attic pull down ladder dealy, or there's stairs, or even
Nothing. Just try some doors.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to continue searching for a stairwell.
Okay, meanwhile, downstairs. So the hubbub is starting to die down. People are taking their seats. And Father Braun is taking the lectern, saying thank you for everyone for attending, though he's saying this in Bavarian German. Though he does sort of turn his head towards you and say, repeat it in English.
He's up, bro.
And he says we will begin proceedings, although we are still waiting on a few guests. The Baron left strict instructions, so I'm honor bound to proceed, and they will be recorded for the missing guests.
Do we know if Bruno is here?
Oh shit, we need to get back.
You don't know what Bruno looks like, though that information is potentially available via Bitsy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go with that first.
Okay, so yeah, we'll say that's something that you're able to do in the interim, and no, he does not appear to be here. He would be a little easier to notice as he is a troll as well.
Okay, so I would I'll say to Goldie then, I'll be like, hey, is Bruno here?
So she sort of almost rolls her eyes a little bit before checking herself and says, punctuality is perhaps not a hereditary trait.
Do you think that's what he's waiting for?
I believe the good father intends to proceed regardless.
My man.
Hey guys, I think you should do this very quickly because your absence has been noted at least once.
Right. Well, maybe Morty, maybe we just need to quickly check this door, and then we need to shoot back down, and then we'll, I don't know, go back into the toilets, turn the invisibility off, and then just pretend we're having a big shit and go sit down.
Yep.
Together.
Yep.
When needs must.
Yep.
Right. So can we check out this big metal door?
Yes. What would you like to?
Is it locked? Can we try and open it?
It appears to have a combination keypad.
Right. Well, we don't have time to necessarily figure this out now, do we? I think we need to get back to our seats, Morty.
Didn't we get given some mag pass keys? Do we have those? Did you
Yes.
guys get those?
That was
Yeah.
for the other lock, isn't it, though?
Yeah, I don't think they'd work on this.
Oh.
I think we need to just quickly give up, head back before we get caught.
Yep.
Let's go.
Sounds
Dale.
good.
Dale.
Maybe you can try again in the hubbub with everyone leaving afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So you see the guards are starting to head down the hall towards you, though they're talking to each other.
Well, they still can't see us, can they?
Yeah. But let's
They're not noticing you. They're talking about the event itself and whether it's necessary for them to be up here.
let's just sneak past them and
Yeah.
head back down.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right. So give me a hide, please.
That'll be 3 again. 3 dice.
Yep.
You suck, guy.
All right. So I will tick the clock again, unless you want to resist.
I think this is worth resisting, isn't it? We don't want to get caught. We don't want to up the level. We need to get back to our seats.
Do you not have that much karma left though?
I know, but I think it's worth it. I've only got 2 karma, but I think it's worth it. I think I'm gonna resist.
Okay. So, what attribute is that going to be? The middle one?
How many dice are we talking?
Body, right? So, yeah. How many?
3.
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
Nice. Doesn't cost you any karma, luckily.
Oh.
So in this case, one of them actually scuffs his foot on the carpet and almost trips. The other one sort of goes to help him up, and taking that opportunity, you slip around behind them, head towards the elevator, which opens. They don't appear to notice. You just hear their voices trail off down the hall and head back down. So, Father Braun starts his introductory speech. Again, thanking everyone for coming. And he kind of launches into a story about the Baron, highlighting in particular his aversion to elves, which was well known. But he says what was less well known was the reasons why, which he vouchsafed to me before his passing. And it was largely as a result of their insistence of their worldwide and ancient culture that other races seem to lack. Though it became apparent subsequently, particularly with the Great Dragon Dunkelzahn's passing, that my own race of orcs have their own ancient culture, as enshrined in the Orzet language. The manuals of which were passed to Robert Page upon that dragon's passing. As a result, the Baron was much consumed with finding evidence of a pre-awakening troll culture. And he believed he'd found an answer within a newly acquired collection of some of the medieval manuscripts he was fond of.
No shit.
Alas, his failing heart did not permit him time to reveal what he'd found to the world. He took great pride in his son and heir, Bruno, and his youthful accomplishments. There's kind of a mutter in the crowd as he turns to this subject, and a few faces turn and look around, noting absence. But the father proceeds regardless. It says, the Baron celebrated his boyhood victories at wrestling with a great golden cup, which still is on display here in the castle. His winning streak at 12 years old, as yet unmatched within the Allied German states. Another trait that he was known for is his great love for sculpting stone, producing statuettes that were highly coveted by many of the powerful European noble families, and it was an art form that gave him a great deal of comfort towards the end of his days. He had spoken to me often of one piece he'd commissioned himself, his attempt to capture the awakening itself in marble, but alas, I'm unaware if he was able to finish it before the end. It's at this point that there is a bit of a commotion outside the doors, and you see a large, well-dressed troll, matching Bruno's description, shoulder his way through the guards. He has an entourage of his own coming in behind him. And he pushes his way sort of through the crowd and hustles some other people out of the seats that are taken up the front. Father Braun sort of pauses as he comes in until the ruckus has died down before he resumes. He says, he basically just offers the usual prayers and thanks, and there's a blessing, and then at the end he says, it was a wish of the Baron, as unusual as the step may be, that his will be read at the end of this service. He has entrusted that job to me, and he has made a recording that he wishes you all to see. The Graf Hintermaussen was highly conflicted in the months leading up to his death. Several amendments to this will were drafted, but ultimately discarded after conversations with his advisors and family. I can now... Oh, sorry, Clay?
Maybe one of you guys should break off and sneak back up there, because there might be a little distraction happening when this will gets violently contested by the indignant son.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, it's also 9:01, so maybe we do that next session.
Oh, yeah, sure. Sorry, I'll let Ben finish the description, maybe.
Okay. All right, so he says, I can now make it known that Graf Hintermaussen in the end privately amended his will, and here is a recording of his last wishes. So a three-dimensional projection of the Baron appears. He looks fairly frail for a troll, largely hunched over, and he's even in a seated posture. His jowls sort of drooping down quite heavily. He's dressed in that red and white colouring, but definitely the old medieval flavour. A fairly ornate hat and very well-appointed outfit he wears, and his eyes are sort of cast with a rheumy gaze. His voice quite gravelly and husky, and in true German fashion, he launches straight into it without any preparatory phrasing. He says, I have come to realize that as much as we desire and convince ourselves otherwise, our lives are finite. All our thoughts, wants, and deeds are therefore largely unimportant. Only one thing matters, our legacy. Beyond the span of our living years lies a vast chasm of time. Our vital actions speak into this void, but only the most potent will echo throughout history. Immortality is achieved only in the service we do to others, and needs must go beyond our kith and kin. One's legacy is often quite difficult for us to choose or shape. Until now, I have failed in this regard. Consider this my attempt at rectifying that. There will be some damage, which I genuinely apologize for. The older the tree, the more brutal must be the pruning. Let it be known henceforth that the title of Baron Hintermaussen, including all of the attendant lands and incomes, will be invested in whomsoever amongst this gathering can present to Father Braun my most prized possession. He will then make use of it as per my private instructions. The world shall know of my work. My one hope is that this act is accepted as my willing atonement for the poor mark I have hitherto left upon the world. And the Baron fades from sight.
I just whisper into group chat, maximum revolution.
Father Braun speaks up through the immediate outcry and hubbub and says, the only remaining article as required by custom and law is the sunset clause. If the item that the Baron has spoken of is not found and presented to me by sunset tonight, the title of Baron will pass to his son Bruno. This concludes his final wishes.
Oh, shit.
What's the item? Do we know?
I think that's the challenge, Woody.
Would you guys like me to turn into a dragon right now? Someone said maximum revolution.
No. And as I said, there are gradations of that. I think what we need to do is get you Invisiblies upstairs ASAPs and at least establish a beachhead. But be even better yet, find the thing that he was talking about, perhaps, maybe, and also the book. And is that the same thing? I don't know. But is the big machine also a sculpture about the awakening? I don't know. Let's find out.
I want to go up there too.
More simple than that. Like, what if it's just like his favorite thing? Like, what if it's?
Is it the thing that's in the valise?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Let's take him some pretzels.
How many layers was that combination lock?
It just looks like a normal keypad.
All right, switch it around.
But yeah, that's our time.
They're not like giving people
Shit.
free reign of the castle to go and find shit, are they? Like standard security still applies.
We will establish that next time.
All right.
I assume the guards are gonna want to fucking get in on this too.
Shit, about to get fucking
Chaos.
Maximum revolution.
And also, like, does anyone else feel morally conflicted about this job now? We have to steal troll cultural artifacts to give to elves? sounds
Oh
like
fuck! I hadn't considered that. That's actually kind of a good point.
Well, who cares? We're getting paid for this shit.
That's what I like to hear.
Yes.
I mean,
Spoken like a true Shadowrunner.
Also, I'm fine with
Here-
this.
we can inherit a barony and then still complete the job by giving whatever the fuck what it was to the elves.
Yeah,
would
but well, it's also quite possible that that will conflict with our Shadowrunning goals because we don't know what the book is and we don't know what the valise is, and we don't know what the fucking thing is. So, if two of those happen to be the same thing, we might have an issue.
I mean, worst comes to worst, if it all goes tits up, man, we're in another country. We'll just bail. We'll get out of here. Like, it's not as if this is our hometown. Like, we fucked
Well,
up. We'll just escape.
I don't know if they'll pay for us to come back if we fail.
It's not like you don't have your own problems in Europe right now, right?
Quite. All right.
All right, guys. Until next week.
Much to think about.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. See you.
Yeah.
Bye.